Okay, good morning everybody. My name's Emmanuel Ogidan. I'm the Publisher Development Director for Commission Junction UK, and this is my colleague John Coulson, who's an Advertiser Account Director for Commission Junction. So today we're going to talk to you about the affiliate marketing landscape, as well as what trends are really shaking up the marketplace.
Thanks, Emmanuel. So let's talk about affiliate marketing. Now, when I first started out in the industry, somebody referred to affiliate marketing as like having access to an army of salespeople. And I actually find that a very useful way of thinking about it. I look around the room today and I actually see quite a lot of familiar faces. So I think a lot of us actually know and understand affiliate marketing. But just to give me an idea of the audience, could anybody who doesn't know what affiliate marketing is raise their hand? That's great. So one or two. It's a very engaged room, and within the industry, we always encourage new people getting involved, and because without them, where would the growth come from? So for the benefit of any affiliate newbies, affiliate marketing's key facet is that advertisers only pay commission to a publisher when a sale or lead is driven. This is referred to as CPA, or cost per action advertising. Also, affiliate transactions typically involve four parties. That would be the person who clicks on the link, the user themselves, the publisher who refers the traffic, the tracking solution or network, that would be ourselves, and the advertiser. Now, a little later in the presentation, Emmanuel is going to talk in more detail about some of the key business models and some of the things that are really shaking up affiliate marketing. After all, this channel has now been around for well over a decade and is definitely showing signs of maturing. I think one of the key stats to prove that is that over 4,000 brands in the UK now engage in affiliate activity. On that subject, I'm sure a lot of you saw the research which was released last month by the IAB on the value of UK online performance marketing. If not, you can see from the screen behind me that it's pretty valuable. Here are a few of the headline findings I've pulled out for you. Performance marketing is the most cost-effective online channel, offering a total return of £11 for every £1 spent. The most effective affiliate business models are currently cashback, voucher and loyalty, which actually now account for 60% of total affiliate revenue. Whereas by contrast in the study, mobile and tablet specific sites were only allocated 4 to 5% of total revenue. However, from Commission Junction's experience, we see over 20% of transactions from mobile devices on optimized programs on our network.
So who are we? We are Commission Junction, the world's largest affiliate network. We promote over 3,000 advertisers globally, as well as having 8 offices around the world, and that includes offices in the US, UK, China, South Africa, Germany, Sweden, as well as France. Now, as a network, we only categorize active affiliates. So that means affiliates that are generating commissions and obviously promoting our advertisers on a daily basis. So to date, we have roughly just over 10,000 active UK-based affiliates. In addition to that, we have a further 50,000 active affiliates promoting our advertisers globally. We see ourselves as the entity that bridges the gap between both advertisers and publishers, and we do this through our service, our technology, our relationships between the advertisers and publishers, as well as the strategies that we deploy for all of our advertiser programs amongst all of the sectors we promote. In addition to this, we work with a whole range of publisher business models in order to do this, and that includes cashback, voucher codes, shopping comparison, email, software, retargeting, remarketing, and of course, content.
Content's always been an important part of affiliates, especially from an advertiser's perspective. But let's look at the reasons behind this. They provide users with unique collateral at the research stage on the path to purchase, and that helps to steer potential customers towards particular products or services. And that's really because recommendation is a really powerful strand of marketing, and many user journeys start with visits to this kind of site. However, content marketing is also a very challenging business, and securing the last click is harder than ever before for many affiliates. So the challenge for advertisers is really to facilitate and actually properly reward this kind of activity. But I guess that's a question for another day. Back to today, SEO is key to the success of any content-led affiliate site, unless of course they've got an endless PPC budget. But it's a tricky business to be in right now. The goalposts seem to be constantly moving around, And part of the reason is because of this little guy over there. Now, you might think he's cute, you might think he's an endangered species, but you'd be wrong, and you're going to be seeing lots more of him in the months to come. Also, his cousin, the penguin. Penguin and panda are, of course, just adopted names for Google's algorithm updates, but there's no doubt that in recent times they've had a massive effect on the affiliate marketing industry. We don't often hear this view expressed, possibly, but I believe that penguin and panda are positive developments, in theory at least. Panda is specifically designed to reward quality content, whereas penguin actually penalises unscrupulous practice, so who can argue with either of those steps? However, and this is a big however, in practice several affiliates have been badly affected. Perhaps worst off have been several price comparison and voucher sites who were unfortunate enough to be deemed low quality under the new Google PageRank. Despite this, there have also been some notable big winners in terms of SEO. And I'd like to share a few post-Panda SEO tips to really shed some light on why that might be. The first thing I would recommend is that publishers write content with the audience in mind rather than necessarily trying to produce content that's optimized for search. Really important point is to avoid duplicate or scraped content at all costs, because that's very much penalised these days. If your business model is based on quantitative comparison, so pulling in results from feeds or scraping other sites, this really does need to be backed up with engagement from other avenues, such as user-generated content and blogging. I'd also recommend that you ramp up social media activity, firstly to create a community around your brand, but also to really reduce the reliance on Google for acquisition. One of the things that I think works particularly well is by identifying niches, for example, the price point of a particular product or service, and actually ensuring that you've got content on your sites that's actually relevant to that. One of the big changes that's been made is moving the emphasis away from the number of sites linking in, and with Google looking more at who the sites are who are linking in. So, inbound links from high quality domains like .gov.uk or high view press titles are absolutely invaluable. But that's by no means an exhaustive list, and there's a number of online resources which well-inform people about how to stay ahead of the game in terms of SEO.
Thank you, John. Okay, so as a network, it's always important that we're on the move, and we do this by working really closely with the trends that we see in the marketplace. An example of this would be our mobile strategy. Now, for an advertiser who promotes both online and in store, they generally come along, or they generally face a battle, basically working both with their online and offline marketing teams in sync. Now, by using a mobile strategy, this presents the opportunity for an advertiser to bridge this gap, let's say. An example of this would be an advertiser who has a store that doesn't necessarily generate the required amount of sales expected for that particular store in comparison to the surrounding stores. So what we could do here is work really closely with one of our cashback publishers to incentivize users or potential customers to come in store, make a purchase, and receive cashback for checking in. In addition to that, we can also use a voucher code functionality provided through a mobile device. So you could see this as an example of a supermarket, perhaps, presenting 20% off in a barcode in a newspaper, or perhaps on a side packaging for a particular product. So all a user will literally have to do is walk in store, show their mobile phone to the cashier, who will use the EPOS system to scan that particular code and apply the discount to that particular order. Now, let's say an advertiser cannot do option 1 or option 2. It's quite simple, really. All they'll need to do is provide a voucher code, which can literally be just a range of characters. So the user can just go in store, show the code to the cashier, and the cashier will simply press a button on the cash point just to apply that code to that particular purchase. Moving on from there, we have mobile search. Now, Google came up with a stat, or they informed of a stat, that over 60% of all smartphone and tablet users actually penetrate the internet via their mobile device ahead of using a desktop or a PC. Now, I'm not sure about yourselves, but I actually think that's phenomenal. Now, to tell you the truth, a lot of us may have actually done this just in our commutes to work, for instance. We're on the tube, you see an ad in a tube card that you may like, and then, all of a sudden, you run a search on your smartphone just to perhaps see who the best merchant is to buy that particular product. Or alternatively, you could be at home sitting on the couch with your family, watching the TV, you've seen an advert for a product that you really like, and rather than leaving the room, looking for the laptop or jumping onto a desktop, you just simply take out your smartphone, you run a search on your mobile, you find the product you're looking for, and then you go through to the advertiser's site. Now, for an advertiser, it's important that if users are carrying out these sort of searches through mobile search, it's important that their site is mobile optimized. Otherwise, the user experience will end up being quite poor, and in most cases, we'll tend to see a massive drop-off. Moving on from there, we have pay-per-call. Now, this is our call tracking solution for advertisers who promote a call center. So, take for instance, just in terms of a general setup, an advertiser will literally just have to provide one telephone line in their call center in order to work with this channel. And then as the affiliate network, we'll carry out a recruitment drive for a whole range of publishers who promote advertisers in different ways. So that could be through print, it could be through email, it could be through a website, it could even be through an app. But the best business model that complements this particular platform is mobile search. So let's take, for instance, I'm in market for home insurance. I've run a search, I see an ad from a particular insurer saying that there's 25% off my monthly payment for this particular policy. If I see a telephone number whilst running a search on my smartphone, all I have to do is click on the telephone number, I go through to the call center and I make my purchase. And from an advertiser's perspective, all they need to do is pay out to the affiliate based on the duration of that call. It's that simple. And finally, we have location-based deals. So this is a typical example of an advertiser working really closely with a voucher code publisher who promote an app. So as a smartphone user, all I have to do is download the app, register my details, and specify what products are my favorites. So let's say I like shoes and I like gadgets and I want to get a new tablet computer, for instance. So as soon as I jump off the tube at Baker Street, let's say, I will automatically get a notification telling me that House of Fraser are doing a 30% deal off all shoes or menswear, for instance. Or alternatively, let's say I've jumped out off the tube on Oxford Street, and I'll get a notification telling me that Selfridges are selling iPads for £50 off the next cheapest reseller. So these are examples of how mobile as well as pay-per-call can complement an advertiser's marketing strategy, as well as giving affiliates the potential opportunity to promote an advertiser in many ways. Now, on the back of utilizing a range of these strategies, last year Commission Junction won the best in mobile in conjunction with Argos in the Performance Marketing Awards. So it literally elaborates on how these opportunities have worked for a massive retailer who promotes both online and offline. This brings me on to social. Now, social media plays a massive part in our lives on a daily basis through the likes of Twitter, LinkedIn, and even Facebook. I think to date, Facebook have over half the world's population currently using its platform. Now, for an advertiser, and to be fair to advertisers, they generally embrace Facebook, and they generally work with Facebook relatively well, let's say, in terms of engaging customers through such activities such as likes, shares, as well as competitions. However, when it actually comes to optimizing this engagement with users who are enticed in their brand to making them converting customers, that's where advertisers generally fall down. Now, there are two ways advertisers can do this. The first way is by peer-to-peer recommendations. So that's effectively making customers advocates of the brand, or effectively calling customers affiliates, because there is no greater seller of a product than a happy customer. And secondly, the other way an advertiser can capitalize on the engagement they have through Facebook would be by working with a software affiliate via this platform who can create a storefront for that advertiser via Facebook. Now, it's important to remember, you can't actually transact over Facebook, but what we can do through the technology partners we work with is create a storefront that has the same look and feel as an advertiser's site via their Facebook page, enticing those users to select a particular product, direct them back to the site, which will insert the product into their basket, ready for them to make a purchase. So this is how we work with social media, our call tracking solution, as well as mobile.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Then I'd like to conclude by leaving you with 5 key takeaways from what we've spoken about this morning. The first one is really that affiliate marketing's main differentiator remains that advertisers only pay when a sale is made, and that's really something that helps make it the most cost-effective channel of all. Secondly, as the world's leading affiliate network, we do recognise that innovation is essential to growth, and this innovation is really coming from some of the social and the mobile business models that Emmanuel has talked to you about. Chiefly, m-commerce is making great headway in bridging the gap between online and offline, a key challenge for our advertisers. It's fair to say that socials are hard enough to crack, but the audiences are vast and the potential rewards are huge. And finally, remember, beware of pandas. They do not like cutting and pasting.